You probably know that a VPN helps protect your anonymity online, hides your IP address, encrypts your data, and even lets you bypass regional restrictions and peer-to-peer network restrictions imposed by nasty internet providers. A VPN has many uses, and if you use it properly besides just privacy, you can really gain a lot. For example, not many people know this, but the more clever ones use VPNs to save money on various types of services or to gain access to content they would otherwise have to pay extra for. The thing is, they don't really want to brag about it. If you want to be among the clever ones, I can briefly share with you a few of the most common uses. So, if you're going on vacation, instead of overpaying like most regular folks, you book your accommodation through a VPN from another country where the average income is lower than in the one you're currently in. A price acceptable in the United Kingdom, Ireland, the Netherlands, Germany, or even Poland might not be acceptable for someone from a poorer country. So, to remain attractive in terms of price, many hotels offer lower prices to customers who make reservations from a less wealthy country. How do they know that? Is it through the IP address? Let me give you an even better example. YouTube Premium, which removes ads, and with the premium package, the app on your smartphone also allows you to play videos in a small window over other apps or completely in the background, so you can listen to podcasts without unnecessary battery drain, even when the device is in your pocket. With Premium, you also get full access to the YouTube Music service, so paying for something like Spotify is no longer necessary. You just need to transfer your entire library and you can start saving. But how can you save when the family plan in Poland costs 36 zlotys? Many of my friends buy YouTube Premium through a VPN, setting it to Turkey and paying about 60 lira, which is roughly 9 zlotys. You can see the proof of purchase yourself now, yes? For 6 devices with full access including unlimited music library, 9 zlotys. Actually, now I see that buying a family plan set to Argentina would be even cheaper, but these are things you have to check regularly. And we do the same with Disney, Netflix, or almost any other platform we can think of. Yes, games on Steam, PlayStation, or Xbox can be bought the same way, also much cheaper. For example, in Turkey or Argentina, games can be even several hundred zlotys cheaper. There are many comparison sites online for various PC and console game stores. So there are really many opportunities and ways to save money. Although I'd like to, I can't walk you through the entire purchase process, but there will be a link for that in the description. The most important thing is that now you know it's possible at all. The only problem is that even if you follow all the steps and tips, such purchases often don't work out. And usually the VPN is to blame for this. Free VPNs have long been banned, and not all paid ones work properly for this kind of purchase. We tested several paid solutions, and NordVPN was the most effective. And since this one just got an app update for smartphones which finally added the Polish language, in this video I'll show you how to set it up quickly and correctly. This will allow you to start surfing the web using a VPN server and save money this way. Pavel, are you watching the Tech Maniac HD channel? Welcome. So, to start your adventure with shopping in other regions, you need to have this app on your computer. I already discussed it in detail in my previous video about NordVPN. And of course, you should also install and configure it, so I'll leave the appropriate link at the end of this video. Now we'll focus on the mobile app itself, because it will allow you to secure and encrypt all network traffic that goes through your smartphone, additionally protecting all your data. For this purpose, I'll use an Android device, but it's simple. The procedure on iPhones is the same. Just go to your App Store, type in NordVPN, install it, and open it. If you don't have an account yet, you need to register one here. Just enter your email address, and after a moment, you'll receive a verification code. Copy it into the app, and that's basically it. In the next step, the app will ask you for permission to send notifications. These can be very useful and usually concern security and maintaining the connection to the VPN server, so it's a good idea to grant these permissions. After accepting, you may see information about a current promotion, but don't worry about it because it definitely won't be the best offer. The visible price is 50 euros per year, so 150 euros for 2 years. Expensive? Not much. Too expensive. And since this is material teaching you how to be clever and spend as little as possible, let me show you now a cool trick. You open the link left in the description or simply type it into your browser, because after all, it's not that hard. You click the red button and immediately see it's €80 and 73 cents for 2 years instead of €150, but that's not all. Click buy now. Don't worry, you're not making a purchase yet. Even if you get carried away and buy it, remember you have 30 days to change your mind and get a full refund. On the next page, you'll see that 4 months have been added for free to the 2-year package. If for some reason the code didn't go through and it says 3 months there, click on the text, have a coupon, and enter TMHD here. Then you should get those 4 extra months. As you can see, there's a tax added here according to the IP address location, but we're buying a VPN so that we're never limited again to the IP assigned by our internet provider. And by expanding the drop-down menu, we can see that beautiful Peru, for example, has a much more attractive tax rate, 0. That suits me just fine. And that's a whole different conversation. However, if you run a business and plan to include this purchase as an expense, then choose the country where you file your taxes, of course. And since we've already bought the subscription as cheaply as possible, let's finally move on to discussing the app itself, starting with the settings. Go to the tab labeled as Profile, where you'll see statistics and connection times. This serves as a motivator to encourage us to browse the internet safely with the VPN turned on. Here, it's worth activating the automatic options. By default, the nearest server is selected, but if you have other preferences and locations, choose the one you want. And specify whether you want the VPN to activate automatically for every type of connection, or only when using Wi-Fi or on mobile networks. Before activating Auto Connect, go back one more step, enter the settings, and change the VPN protocol to NordLynx. It's newer and was designed with mobile devices in mind, so it doesn't put as much strain on smartphones, tablets, or less powerful laptops. OpenVPN isn't bad, as long as your device has a powerful processor and is plugged in. Have you heard that using a VPN on your phone drains the battery faster? It's very likely that the provider didn't have a new protocol adapted for mobile devices, or the user forgot to manually enable it. Let's move on. If you have apps that you fully trust, or ones whose traffic you want to route through your real IP without encryption, you add them in the Split Tunneling tab. Yes, for example, I add YouTube there because I already have a premium package anyway. You can also change the domain name system, but I stick with the default ones from Nord. Here, I would also strongly recommend enabling the malicious domain blocker and tapjacking protection. By default, these features are not enabled, but it's really worth activating them. Kill switch is quite a harsh solution, but it ensures that the VPN is always in use. If the connection to the encrypted server is lost for any reason, all traffic will stop. In practice, especially if we have a rather unstable network connection, this feature can be quite troublesome. If you don't want to browse the internet without protection even for a moment, then of course you should activate it. But if you plan to use the VPN only for shopping or consuming geo-restricted content, I would rather suggest leaving this option deactivated. However, you should always enable multi-factor authentication without hesitation on all sensitive platforms, including your VPN, and I strongly advise you to do so. Below, you can change the appearance and uncheck the telemetry option, and that's it for the settings. Now it's worth activating Auto Connect. MeshNet is one of the newer, more interesting features added to the application, but we won't cover it today. If you want to find out what this feature is and how you can use it, leave a comment with the hashtag MeshNet if there are enough comments. I think it would be possible to make such a video, and it's really an interesting feature. Alright, but how do you connect? Well, go to the application's main page. As you scroll, you'll notice many servers, some with multiple connection locations. Tap the 3 dots on the right to select your preferred city. And it's really that simple. If you notice that the app disconnects or completely disappears from your phone's notifications while you're using it, try following these steps. Go to the app information, enable the background auto start option, and in the power saving category, set it to work in the background without any restrictions. This should solve all the problems. And since you plan to use a VPN most of the time, you probably also think that the VPN icon is completely unnecessary, although the way to deactivate it on your device might look a little different. On my Xiaomi device, it looks like this. I go into Settings, select Notifications and Control Center, then Status Bar, next Status Bar Icons, and here I uncheck VPN. You see, now I have more space for important elements, but I wouldn't really recommend hiding the Nord icon. Thanks to it, we know that we're connected, but if the need arises, hiding it is also very simple.